very, very special individual on my phone line right now. She was married to one of the greatest country singers of all time for over 30 years, but now she has her own story to tell. Her new book, Playin Possum, My Memories of George Jones, chronicles her life and marriage with the legend himself. She explores what it was like to live with him through the darkest shadows and in the brightest of lights. Co-written with Ken Abraham, Playin Possum is now available through Simon & Schuster and wherever books are sold. She's the one and only Nancy Jones. Nancy, how are you doing today?
I am absolutely wonderful and so good to talk to you.
I appreciate that, Nancy. Several questions for you. George obviously passed away about 10 years ago. What motivated you to finally write a book about your life and marriage to him, Nancy?
Well, I died from COVID for 10 minutes, and I had no pulse. I got down to 92 pounds. I lost 70% of my right lung. I could not walk anymore. All my hair fell out. It was just awful. But when I was in ICU for so many months, I just kept saying, God, I just don't want to go. I just want to write this book and tell the world about George Jones. So I didn't some of the things they tell on George is true. Some of the things they tell on George is not true. So I just wanted to set the record straight on what a wonderful man he really was. But it was not easy. I had to get the demons out of George, and he wanted those demons gone. He wanted to be the perfect husband. But, I tell the story of what I went through and what he went through to get these demons out. And trust me, I got one demon out, and I thought, oh, this is great. It's not as hard as I thought. But there were a whole bunch of more demons. So this is to tell the truth. It's what I wanted. I wanted the truth on George Jones. If he did this, I told him. I didn't sugarcoat nothing in this book.
She is Nancy Jones. Very grateful that you're back in better health, too, Nancy, after that COVID-19 episode that you experienced. What was the most fun chapter to write in Playin Possum? There's got to be some priceless memories. What was probably the most fun for you to write throughout this book?
I think the whole book is fun myself because I tell the truth. I also want the world to know that he was a nice man. He was a funny man. He would be so funny and tell things that, we'd all be laughing, and he's like, what are y'all laughing at? Because he just had a heart of gold, and I just could not let him go to his gravesite and not being able to tell the real truth of George. And that's why I wanted this book out. And Ken Abraham, when I called him and asked him if he would help me with this book, I've never seen a man that was so excited to help me because he knew there were so many lies on George. And he said, well, let's go and get it, girl. Let's tell the truth.
What was the hardest chapter for you to write, or the chapter that maybe took the most time because maybe it was either, difficult to write down or something maybe that you haven't disclosed before?
Well, like I said, I cried a lot. And when it came to the part to where, George, I'm not going to lie about it. I mean, I could say something or do something and he didn't like it. Or the first time I ever in my life seen cocaine, I never even knew what cocaine was. And when I told him, why do you put that stuff up your nose? I don't even know what you're doing. That's crazy. And he thought I was making fun of him. And yes, he knocked the holy crap out of me. And I'm just like, I don't know what it is. I'm not making fun of you. And so that's some of the things in there, like I said, I didn't sugarcoat it. If I got this and that done to me, I told it. But then I told in my heart why I thought it was done that way. And then, like I said, there were so many demons that I had more trouble with those demons and they needed to come out. And the hardest part is to tell what he did to me, but the hardest part is to tell how God was there with me and him during this whole journey.
She is Nancy Jones, author of Playin Possum, My Memories of George Jones with Ken Abraham, now available through Simon & Schuster. George Jones is forever etched into the unwritten book of country music, Nancy. You know that better than anybody else. What do you want people to remember the most about George?
To remember the most about George Jones, which he would be right here today to tell you, the love he had for country music. He was a ballad man. When he sung a song, he felt that song. And those are the things I want people to know, that he was really a nice man. He loved country music, and Never did he ever change to anything else but country music. And I just want people to know that what a gentle, sweet, loving person he was. But it's never too late to reach your hand out to the good Lord and do what we both accomplished, and that is the love of George, of loving Jesus and me loving Jesus. This changed my life so much, the COVID did, and also just with George knowing how much that he loved country music, I think he would be proud that I finally came out to tell the truth of George Jones.
What do you want people to remember the most about Nancy Jones?
Oh, well, how I am so happy that I have accepted the good Lord. I am so happy that I am here, and Jesus protects me every day. I just want people to know with Nancy Jones, I used to be, I guess you could call me a bulldog, because I didn't let anybody run over me. I didn't let anybody run over George. I was a fighter, and I'm not that way anymore. I mean, I feel like that I have accomplished with George, and I just want people to know that I just love people, and I love everybody, and I definitely love Jesus.
One more question for you, Nancy. Maybe put you on the spot a little bit with this one, too, but I think it fits the topic. What is your favorite George Jones song that maybe not a lot of people know about? Like a deep cut, maybe it wasn't a big single, maybe it wasn't even a single. Is there like a song by George Jones that you love that you think not a lot of people know?
Well, I can tell you what our favorite song was Walk Through This World With Me. And that's what he used to tell me when he would be so messed up. And he would start singing, Walk Through This World With Me, Go Where I Go. And that was his, I guess, our song, because that was something that he would tell me every day is, don't leave me, walk through this world with me. And the other one was that he would sing also that he wanted the whole world to know that someday my day will come, and that day did come.
She is Nancy Jones, again, co-written with Ken Abraham, her new book, Playin Possum, My Memories of George Jones. I'm going to give you the final word, Nancy. Anything you want to say about the book, anything you want to additionally promote or anything like that, anything we didn't get to talk about, the floor is yours. Any last words?
My last word is read the book. Understand what I went through, what George went through, and how demons can get inside of you, and how anybody that's having problems with drugs, with drinking, read this book, and I guarantee you that it will help you, and you be able to walk to Jesus Christ today.
She is Nancy Jones. Nancy, it's been absolutely wonderful talking to you. I wish you nothing but great health, and I wish you and Ken nothing but great success with Playin Possum. You both really deserve it.
Thank you.